and make it better.
I'm going to tell my boss off. That's not quite what I got out of it, Sophia. I thought you were trying to tell me to dump my cheating boyfriend because there's lots of pepperoni in the sea. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to tell you. Thank you, Sophia. How about you, Dorothy? Did I help you with your problem?
You sure did, Ma.
Hey, I'm Lieutenant Alvarez, Dade County Homicide, and here's what I got. At around 9:45 last night, this guy went to room 405 carrying champagne ordered by Nesbitt. He was admitted by Blanche Devereaux and discovered the corpse. Now, Miss Devereaux and this dead guy had the only two keys. Forensics said...
Is Jeremy coming over in a taxi, or is he driving the rental car to the airport?
He's taking the car.
Uh-huh. Well, that's good. Oh, I guess this is it.
Oh, I hate these moments.
Me too. I never did learn how to say goodbye.
Blanche said he was.
Ted who?
Never mind. How did I let myself get involved? I mean, how could I allow a man to come between me and my best friend? Blanche is never going to forgive me.
I forgive you.
Hey, where did you come from?
Oh, I was hiding behind the drapes.
What is this, Hamlet?
People think we just made those words up, Susan.
James alluded to the one character in the pilot, Coco the cook. Was he going to be a regular person? What happened to his role?
We didn't know what gold we had found with these ladies, and there was just...
Shrink, that chicks really eat that stuff up. Anyway, Catherine and I fell in love, and on the spur of the moment, we decided to get married. The wedding is a week from tonight, and you're all invited. I talked to the kids. They said they're going to try and fly in. Well, I gotta go now. I'm on my way to surprise Catherine with this.
Get these.
I'll give you one guess.
You slept with the teacher?
Of course I didn't sleep with the teacher. You have to be very careful these days. I promised I would if he'd give me the answer. I call it fate was so uncomfortable sitting there topless with a strange man.
Next time, just pretend you're at home and he's the bug guy.
Blanche, what did the doctor say?
Oh, he just muttered something in Latin. I explained to him that Simon and I have been going out every night, and it's just...
Gotcha! Trapped like a rat. Okay, so you're a mouse. Either way, you're out of here. Oh, listen, you had your chance. Stay and talk to Stan. I'm sure you can get somebody.
Dorothy, I must confess I have mixed feelings about calling anybody. There's something strangely provocative about this evening. Oh, of course, I would never have a relationship with both twins at the same time. That would be obscene. Unless, of course, it was tastefully done.
Stan, what was...
Money it has coming to it?
And I'll bet you do a fine job of it.
Thank you. However, I have no personal stake in this whatsoever. Now, is that understood?
Oh, yes, yes.
You bet, my man.
Then cut the crap, paisan.
Ken, you're a lovable man with a lot of lovable qualities, but I don't love you.
It's this clown thing, isn't it?
Because you're a slut.
Oh, slut!
Don't repeat everything I say.
Don't repeat everything you say. I'm not repeating everything you say.
You just did.
I did not. Nothing you say is worth repeating.
You, Blanche, are an amoral, backstabbing, self-centered Jezebel. And I am very glad that this happened, because now I know really what kind of person you are. Transparent.
You're the one who always complains that her birthday parties are dull and boring. When I saw Mr. Ha-Ha's advertised on television, it looked like fun.
Yeah, for a 5-year-old, Rose. Or someone who thinks like one.
I ruined your birthday.
Oh, no, you haven't. You haven't ruined it.
I'm afraid I just gave those 2 rooms away.
But we had a reservation.
Until 3 a.m. you're late. Therefore, the reservation is null and void. I'm sorry, that's company policy.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm from Sicily. You know what our company policy is? First I break your knees.
Ma. Look, forget about the reservation. Just give us.
That's terrible. I've never been so humiliated in my entire life.
That's not true. What about the time you got caught with the Orkin man?
Don't comfort me, Rose.
All right, girl.
I've got to talk to you.
What is it?
I know this sounds crazy, but I'm suspicious.
Of what?
Harry.
Harry?
And I don't know why. There's just something about it I don't like. And I have to tell Blanche.
Tell Blanche why?
But she can't marry him.
The wedding is in 12 minutes. You can't tell her that.
I can't believe it. Raymond called. He's got the flu and he can't take me to the big Valentine's Day dance. Oh, I guess I'll be keeping you company, Dorothy.
Why do you automatically assume that I don't have a date?
She assumes there are 7 days in a week.
Have another piece of chocolate, Ma. The doctor didn't know what... Ma's right.
Well, it wasn't there a minute ago. I swear it. How can it be gone 1 minute and back the next?
I think I know. Ma, why are you carrying that phone book?
Deep, deep, deep inside. Listen, when I thought I was moving, I was going to give each one of you a gift. But I want you to have them anyway.
Why, Sophia, how sweet.
Oh, honey, you shouldn't have.
Oh, Ma, this is so lovely. I thought that's what was bothering me, but Ken, if I loved you, I'd follow you anywhere. I'm sorry.
I see.
I think we were both trying too hard to make this work, you on your terms, me on mine, but I know that I am not prepared to give up my...
Beast out of the house, you disgust me. I'm going to go sit in my tea.
Ma, what are you doing?
I can't believe I have a daughter who both threw up a little. Honey, did that mean old lady put you in the garage?
No, the mean young lady did. Rose, Ted's coming over later, and I just don't want that dog making a big mess. He's already been into my personal things.
Well, maybe we should get him some rubber toys.
They do seem to be as...
Have French boutiques and valet parking and facelifts for Christmas vacation. But we have friends and family and a sense of community and caring, and that's pretty special. And our people are special, too. And if we have farms, that's great. Without farms...
As well as I get along with those kids, they need you. They're growing up without you, Richard, and it's hurting them. And right now, the most important thing should be the children. Not getting married. And not Gresham on the coast. And not trying to squeeze in a week for a honeymoon.
Oh, my God, Stan, you're not taking your monkey, are you?
Please, they are Japanese investors. The last thing I would do would be to offend them. She'll be at a separate table with the other wives.
No, Mrs. Gutman. Honestly, there's no hurricane coming.
I better make sure we packed everything.
Well, thanks again. Goodbye, Francis. You be good now.
Now, don't you worry about a thing. You go ahead.
What a beautiful little thing.
Yes. What is it, Rose, a boy or a girl?
Of course.
I mean, is it...
They're from my secret admirer, Dorothy. Do you like them? Every single one of them?
No, it just figures.
Oh, Dorothy, you mustn't feel so bad. Well, this is a big day for you, too. A girl always remembers the first time she gets flowers.
Rose!
Listen to my little soldier. Knocking on heaven's door and still throwing his voice to make me laugh.
No, Rose over here, this bed.
Miles?
Community service. You know, back home we didn't have a community organization for females. Unless you count Miss Maggie's house on the hill. Those girls would stand on their heads for you. Of course, I heard that cost you $10 extra.
Blanche!
You're my family, and you make me happy to be alive.
Let's all drive to Coconut Grove for lunch.
Okay.
My treat. We'll have to celebrate. What, that she came out of her room? That we're together.
And that no matter what...
Always wanted to go to the Holy Land. She had just bought the ticket. Now she's dead.
Hi. What a day.
Oh, you too?
You know Roger Barton, the man who works in the cubicle next to me? He doesn't like me. Everybody's always liked me.
I told him that although there was nothing between us, I couldn't see him anymore.
Oh, I've been such a creep.
I know.
I wish I could explain it, but I can't. I think some of it may be that I didn't want to share my memories. I mean, that part of my life with Stan is over.
This godforsaken island.
Hey, so we made a few mistakes, huh? Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, what's the big deal?
What's the big deal? You almost killed us, you nitwits. I hate you.
I curse the day I ever laid eyes on you. I curse the day your mama ever laid eyes on your daddy. I curse the day your daddy ever laid down with your mama.
Been subbing a gorgeous gym teacher. Well, I noticed him a few times, and today, as luck would have it, I found myself right behind him in the line in the cafeteria after I butted ahead of 25 students. Anyway, we started talking, and in 30 times do I have to tell you not to listen in on my conversations?
About twice a year. Like your phone is ringing off the hook. Like you got such a full social calendar. You're the only person who ever got a refund on call waiting.
All right, Ma, all right.
Oh, Dorothy, high school reunions.
Right? The reason I stayed up is because I want to talk to you. I want to know how the job hunt is going.
There's not too much out there right now.
Are you sending out resumes?
Oh, come on, Ma. Musicians don't send out resumes. I mean, it's not like a job.
Oh, no, you're right. A job is when you go to work.
It was a tragedy. She was my only real competition. Dead. Muffin?
I'll get it.
Ma, he's tired of being a lawyer, so he's joining the circus.
What did you do to him?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, right. One day the man's a lawyer, the next he's a clown. Perfectly natural.
Ma, please, this is hard enough as it is.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I just tend to get a little upset when people...
Gosh, I didn't realize how long Dorothy's solo is. I sure hope the doctor says she's gonna be all right.
Patient picture. You were such a lovely girl.
Oh, I never felt that way. I always felt awkward and clumsy, except in your class. You made me feel intelligent and beautiful and special. I never forgot that.
And I have never forgotten you.
Well, I admired more than anyone else in the world. My mother and my favorite aunt. And now the two of you are at each other's throats, and it's breaking my heart. I mean, so my mother kissed your husband at some stupid Christmas party. What does it matter now? You realize that this may be the last time you...
4 nights in a row, and I still can't sleep. Please, I haven't had a decent night's sleep since I was 70. You're right, I shouldn't complain. I mean, 4 nights is nothing compared to Elsa Uteruden back in St. Olaf. She stayed away
For the pearl.
Neither. I'm going to spray paint it on my hump.
You see, Blanche, you don't know any more than I do. I've decided I'm going to run for fashion show chairman.
Well, you're just wasting your time. Who on that fashion committee is going to vote for you? I'm going to win.
Well, I don't see how that's possible. Everybody...
On the top of the list, and maybe I shouldn't be on the list.
So, I guess
guess this is it, huh?
I guess so.
I still love you, Dorothy.
I love you too.
It's so hard, I'll make myself an ice cream sundae. Rose, I suggest you leave the room. I may get a little crazy with the chopped nuts.
She loved it. She took it to bed with her. She taught it to fetch. She'd throw a ball and he'd bring it back, and she'd throw a ball and he'd bring it back. Well, I guess I don't have to tell you that's pretty much what fetch is.
Chicago in the dead of winter.
Poppy didn't plan it that way. He lost the map. He didn't know where he was going.
I could have told him where he was going. I told you where he was going the first time I met him. Nowhere. That's where he was going. You married a bum.
Oh, excuse me. We're having a problem with the car.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm starting my line.
Well, Bushman awaits. You know, I learned something tonight. A relationship is more than sex and fun and videos and good times. Thank God this isn't a relationship. Words. Bonjour. Or was it bon appetit? I don't remember. Anyway, it was something in French. I guess nobody minded that I couldn't.
But this one's right.
And how do you tell, Dorothy?
Well, you smell the tip of it. It's an old Sicilian method my mother taught me.
Oh, Dorothy, dear. The best way to tell if a melon is ripe is southern. You thump it.
Well, actually, Roomies, I have the best method, the farm method. It works every time.
So...
She suffered so. It was a blessing in disguise.
I always wondered why blessings wore disguises. If I were a blessing, I'd run around naked.
Oh, that must be the baby.
There's a baby coming?
A couple from my church are going camping over the weekend, and we get to take care of the baby.
Good. Maybe now you'll get some food I can chew.
Ma getting sick was probably a good thing after all, because it made me see how great Stan is.
Right. What if this isn't what Stanley wants?
Excellent point. What about that, Dorothy?
If you had been there that night, you'd know that he feels exactly the same way about me.
Then how come he hasn't called off his wedding and told you he loves you?
Because...
200!
Security, have this man removed. He's a lonely male impersonator.
210!
What? What is wrong with you? The woman's been with lepers.
300!
Rose? Oh, Rose. Honey, did you finally get to sleep? Wake up, I have to talk to... Dorothy, would you please check my list and see if I forgot to invite anybody to my Moonlight Madness party?
Sure. The women.
Pardon me?
The women. You invited 12 men and no women.
Now, Dorothy, I know what you're thinking, but Rose and Sophia are coming. You'll have somebody to talk to.
I gotta get some sleep. I have to get up pretty soon. Good night, everybody.
Good night, honey.
Good night. Boy, we really have a problem.
I know. The police are doing nothing about my jewels.
Not that. There is a woman in there so terrified something is going to happen at night that she's... You are getting married in the Bahamas?
This is fabulous. I always wanted to go to the Bahamas. Now, where the hell are my culottes?
Oh, Kate, honey, I have always dreamed of giving you a wedding ever since I had your overbite fix.
Mom, don't you think it would be a little...
lying on television in front of 1 million people?
People lie on television, Dorothy. They do it on 60 Minutes all the time.
He's a married man running for election. Why would he say he had an affair if he hadn't?
I'm sure I don't know. And I also don't know why you just assume I'm guilty. Can you give me one good...
She's a scratch golfer who, under President Jimmy Carter, served as the United States Senate Majority Whip. And she likes to read.
I figured, close with the truth. It'll kind of anchor the rest.
I want to thank you all. She gone?
Are you just getting in?
Shh. Have you been with Stan all this time? The car ran out of gas.
Oh, I've used that 1,000 times. Dorothy Spornak, did you do what I think you did tonight?
There I was, alongside the other two finalists, churning my guts out. And all of a sudden, for no apparent reason, my churn jammed. Yes! And just like that, it was over. I'd lost. It was the biggest disappointment in my life. All the time. I mean, it's very common. Look at John Derek and Ursula Andress. John Derek and Linda Evans. John Derek and Bo Derek. You know, maybe it's not so common. Maybe it's just one guy who gets around a lot.
I bet if older men knew how ridiculous they look with younger women, they wouldn't do it.
Well, they don't.
Lap and peed on me.
I guess old habits die hard. Listen, why don't I go back with Dorothy and then you can stop by the house when you're finished?
You're a terrific lady, Rose Nyland.
Thank you.
So how come you're not wearing the terrific lady button I got for you?
Oh, sorry.
Ridicule, I've been going through a very tough time lately.
And we're concerned, Blanche. Jealous and concerned. You haven't drowned yourself in young men since this time last year, when you brought those twins home from the Jimmy Smith's look-alike contest.
Oh, yeah. Jorge and Esteban. Romantic.
Me. See ya.
Ma, these are all checks from the government?
No, there's also an application for a gold card. Boy, word gets around fast.
I am so happy I finally got the chance to meet you.
I'm happy too. Rose.
That was an expression, Sven.
You know, I never thought I'd say this, but I think Rose got the brains in that family. Listen, let's make a pact. If we decide to keep this house, we're going to limit the number of...
Well, I can understand that. She is a big radio personality. Well, I would stay and talk. I have a lot of big problems of my own. I'd share them with you, but I don't want to bore you.
Thank you.
Blanche, Rose is going through a very hard time, but I think that...
You got style, blue sky, sunshine, wise and by the mile, Miami. You got style.
We ever?
Great. I'll be back soon.
I haven't the slightest idea who that man is. Rose, what is wrong with you? I mean, why didn't you just tell him that you don't know who he is? And hurt an old friend.
Well, this calls for a celebration.
No, what are we celebrating? The fact that you got free champagne with your room?
We are celebrating what you said on the phone.
What did I say?
You said, Stanley, could I come to your hotel room? I have to see you.
No, that's...
Maybe she's right. We didn't give Barbara much of a chance. First impressions can be wrong.
You're right. I remember when I was a little girl back in St. Olaf. There was this old lady who lived up the street. She never smiled. I mean, she always looked angry.
Not that particular. He just got out of prison.
It was absolutely dreadful.
I spent the rest of the evening going in and out of consciousness while a guy with a silver tooth and a scorpion tattoo on his arm tried to grope me through the Vicks Vapor Rub.
Thank you. Okay, let's just fill out these forms. Your name?
Brother Martin.
Occupation?
I'm a monk.
Oh, good. I almost wrote down Trekkie. What brings you to the hospital, Brother Martin?
Well, I don't enjoy talking about it, but,
99.
Ma, you lost 1 pound.
Thank you, Rene Descartes. I'm looking for advice, not arithmetic.
Ma, you cannot get upset over 1 pound.
Maybe you can't, I can. For 50 years, my weight hasn't changed by an ounce. And as far as I'm concerned...
Blanche, if you've come here to apologize, I accept.
Just like that?
Yes. I mean, for me, just the fact that you thought of those words is plenty, considering what a selfish, conceited person you are.
But I had a whole speech planned, Rose. On you. Anyway, he tells me to sniff his carnation for good luck. I take 1 whiff, and bingo.
Ah, he squirted your dress with ink.
Actually, it was Del Monte prune juice. It's free at the center. It's a come-on. They make their real money on the padded toilet seat rentals.
So what happened to your clothes? Class president in the 3rd grade.
Why, what does that have to do with anything?
Well, his campaign slogan was vote for me and I'll show you my wee-wee. He won by a landslide.
Okay, break's over. Let's pretend we know what we're doing and try to turn a buck. Come on, girls. Give it all you got. Remember the clinic and work hard. Remember your art and be proud. Remember an F sharp and blow. 1, 2, 1. Dialect. Actually, every town has its own dialect. Actually, every household has its own dialect. This also explains why the Italian army is as effective as the Jamaican bobsled team.
Malinteso, ma io posso rifare tutto. Cambiano questo garage in una stanza da letto.
He says he's sorry he made the mistake.
They're doused in sorrow, because even though they seem far away, they could come true tomorrow. I wrote that, Blanche. You know it isn't half bad. Well, it's better than a lot of them you read on greeting cards. Oh, I have hundreds of them.
You know what I'm thinking, Rose?
That with your draw...
Another story. I'll tell you about it when you're, about 70.
I'll be here.
So will I, pussycat. So will I. I'm just tired of getting all dressed up, looking gorgeous, going out, only to lose out in the end. On the other hand, I am dressed up, and I do look gorgeous, and it is Gringo night at Hernando's Hacienda. I think you better sit down.
Before he died, Charlie and I agreed that if he ever wanted to tell me something from the other side, we'd have a signal. All the cantaloupe would be on one side of the fruit salad.
That's not a Steven Spielberg movie. What are they doing?
You know what they're doing. We had that talk when you were 12.
No, I can't believe this. You rented a dirty movie?
Dirty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, maybe that's a little dirty.
I cannot watch it.
A cow. A chicken, a goat, a lamb, a rooster. No, 2 roosters. A pig. There's a man with a gun.
Per mantenere la finestra ferma bisogna trovare prima di tutto le dobriche.
Drill a toggle boat, anchor with a 5/16 bit, and miter cut the 1/4-inch plywood after you attach the studs. Questions, and you better have the right answers. Things like, Who do you like better, me or Hitler? Who's got the snappiest boots, me or Hitler? Who's got the cuter girlfriend, me or Hitler? And you always had to answer Mussolini. Otherwise, they forced you to play the lightning rod.
You didn't.
Well, I was teaching English lit at the time. Symbolism was my life.
I understand what you went through, Dorothy. I remember how I felt when I thought Charlie was cheating on me.
Charlie?
Ma, you are a citizen.
That's right, Dorothy. As far as we know, I am a citizen of the U.S. of A. Home of presidents like Ford, Lincoln. Help me out here, Dorothy.
Bush, Ma.
And Reagan.
Excuse me, miss. But do you know how smashingly lovely your eyes are?
Oh, please. I'll bet you talked to Dorothy and she sent you out on this mission of mercy. So just take a hike, teabag.
I beg your pardon, I don't know who this Dorothy is. I don't know any of them.
See, a man wants to take you out on a date.
Why is that hypothetical?
Check your calendar, pussycat. Now, would you rather this man had looks, personality, or money?
Personality. Looks. Money. Always wanted to go to the Holy Land. She had just bought the ticket. Now she's dead.
Hi. What a day.
Oh, you too?
You know Roger Barton, the man who works in the cubicle next to me? He doesn't like me. Everybody's always liked me. Decided to get into show business, and they became the internationally renowned Scandinavian dance team of Stepan Fetchik.
Again, Dorothy, if you need to talk about how you feel, I'm always here for you. And half price because of the Dan and Martha thing. Carol, come on.
What would make Stan do such a thing?
Well, strict Freudians would call it a codependence transference. But if you ask me...
Oh, I thought you were going to stab Stan.
Don't be ridiculous. I mean, do you honestly believe that I would stab Stan at my own daughter's wedding?
Oh, no, I guess not.
Well, of course not. I would wait until after the wedding. There are too many witnesses.
The showers. You wash and I'll dry.
Well, that might be a problem. See, Blanche, there's something I gotta tell you, but first I want you to know you've changed my life, and no matter where I am, I'll never forget you.
Why does this sound like a goodbye speech?
Well, I'm leaving for Japan. A team there made me an offer.
Made you an offer?
Or it says, pick a card. How odd. I can either buy the library or the phone booth in the center of town. I'll buy the library.
If I were you, I'd buy the phone booth.
Why?
People use them.
George liked red. I thought I looked terrible, but the pictures came out fine. Oh, that must be him. How do I look, girls?
Nervous.
Oh, I am nervous. My heart's just pounding away.
Come on, just take a deep breath.
I always take a deep breath before I greet a man.
Ladies, you're just going to have to wait this one out. Now, drink plenty of liquids, get lots of rest, and if you're not better by Monday, give me a call.
Oh, I can't believe it. If modern science can come up with cinnamon dental floss, why can't they cure the flu?
Modern science is overrated. Sometimes when she gets off the phone, we're going for lunch. I'm tired of listening to these lousy Mother's Day stories.
Sophia, don't you have a Mother's Day story?
I said I was tired of listening to lousy Mother's Day stories. I wouldn't mind telling a good one. Picture it, Brooklyn, 1957. The second Sunday in May. Dorothy had gone to pick up my mother, and I was getting the house ready.
This group of children laughing at her, and in the bubble coming out of her mouth it says, "It's not funny. You try getting white bread and mayonnaise out of your braces." And then in the third panel...
Rose, how many panels are there?
16. And then in the next panel...
Could you just tell us the gist of it?
I won't make it. They always prey on the weak and innocent. the others will taunt me for trying to excel at my work in the laundry. I'll fall in with a bad crowd whose leader looks like Ethel Merman. And I'll be forced to engineer a daring prison break using my laundry cart. From that time on...
Not Lebanese, Blanche. Lesbian.
Lesbian. Lesbian. Lesbian.
Your next cheesecake.
How dare she imply that I overeat? Makes me so mad. Oh, Don, we're out of Chips Ahoy. I'm going to get out of this girdle and go...
Beloved brother, Fluffy.
You're going to have to do better than that, Rose.
Oh, give us some credit. The woman has never told a lie in her life. Nobody does it great the first time.
Look, the truth is, I can't stop tonight because I'm afraid. I don't know if I can.
Ma, we can't afford that.
That's the thing. The classifieds are filled with ads from people who couldn't find a hotel room this weekend and want to rent a room any place they can.
I'm not opening my home to boarders. Oh, they usually just turn out to be low-life trash who'll make a mess, and half the time you can't get your money from them.
You're right, Dorothy. I was with the wrong crowd. By the way, if anyone asks, I was here last night.
Yes, I feel just as bad as you do.
Oh, yeah? Did you have an angry Viking yelling Scandinavian swear words at you on the phone this morning?
My guess would be no.
Rose, as I told you last night, your cousin is a very sensitive man. I just have to find the right time and place, and I'll let him down. We're going to have so much fun. I know where to find the best restaurants, best nightclubs, the best men.
Blanche.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that insensitive of me? Maybe you're not ready for men yet.
You don't know the half of it.
Jean, why don't we put your suitcase in Ma's room? Ma's going to...
Meditate.
Well, just shut your eyes. Now breathe deeply.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good. Oh, I can't. I'm too wound up. Blanche! Which one went out first? I am that's Ava Braun standing next to him.
You recognize Ava Braun?
Well, sure, she was our high school PE teacher. It was rumored she used to date Mr. Stickelmeyer.
Rose, that's it. I just can't take any more.
Honey. Anyway, he tells me to sniff his carnation for good luck. I take one whiff, and bingo.
Ah, he squirted your dress with ink.
Actually, it was Del Monte prune juice. It's free at the center. It's a come-on. They make their real money on the padded toilet seat rentals.
So what happened to your clothes?
You and Miami's own Sophia Petrillo.
He's way behind in the polls, but the election is 2 days away, and a lot can happen in 2 days.
Well, I, for one, am going to do everything in my power to get Gil elected.
Oh, fine, you can start by taking this folder he left over to his house.
On the other hand, why should I deprive Rose of a chance to be
On it. Men, sex. All I do is listen to your sexual problems. How about my sexual problems?
Ma, what is your sexual problem?
I don't get any. And I read in a magazine where a woman is at a sexual peak at 83.
Sophia, I read that same article, honey. It was 33.
Like the fatal blossom of the graceful Jimson weed, I entice with my fragrance but can provide no succor.
I'm talking about Stanley, you idiot.
Get out of here.
Stan has the hots for me.
Ma, you promised you'd stay in your room until the meeting was over.
Who am I, Alf? I was hungry.
You were spying.
So what? He's a wimp, Dorothy.
For your information, Gil Kessler is a very bright man, an honest and devoted civic leader, and probably the biggest wimp I've ever...
Devil you! I just figured out what's going on here.
Blanche.
You were sore at me for inviting your friend without asking you, so you had this guy to come over and teach me a lesson.
She's right, Dorothy. Barbara is not very nice. I mean, she looks down on everybody except you, and that's only because you look up to her.
Oh, come on, now that is ridiculous,
You
Rose.
just don't notice how she uses her intelligence to make everybody else look stupid. Like tonight at supper when she asked us to pass the salt in Latin. Oh, I think she cares more about words.
Change. Okay. Blanche, you've lost weight.
Rose Nyland, I could just strangle you.
With what?
Oh, come on now, let's not fight. We went through all this trouble so we could be together. The least we can do is enjoy it.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
John! Oh, I'll go get Dorothy. Won't you have a seat?
Mrs. Petrillo! It's John already. Well,
Change the ice cream scoops in an obscene way. I could never prove it because by the time I would take it home to show my father,
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Here, take a sip. Wow, this stuff really works. I gotta remember what I put in this. Boy, it's great being rich.
I cannot believe we spent so much money that we don't have yet.
Relax. When I looked in on Baby this morning, he was a half hour away from sizzling. Oh, well, Rose Nyland, shame on you. Caught with a gentleman. Oh, tell us, Ernie, have you ever been married?
I'm divorced.
Oh, was the breakup caused by your drinking problem?
I don't have a drinking problem.
Were you cheating on your wife? Is this a Barbara Walters special?
I guess the two of you want to get going.
Great. It was a pleasure meeting you all. Good night now.
Have fun. Bye-bye.
I think I got chapter 7 and 9 mixed up. This watch is broken.
Ma, Stan gave me that watch when we got married.
Well, the marriage never worked. Why should the watch? Well, I'll explain it all later. Right now, I have to go pour on a little Southern charm. And if that doesn't work, I might have to eat a little Yankee Crow.
I don't like the look on your face.
I need to win, Dorothy, and let's face it, you are no Sonia Nielsen.
Rose, get professional help.
Well, I am devastated. Just devastated. Devastated.
Oh, knock it
off.
Ain't it?
Stop. So what are you going to say?
I don't know. I just want to say a few words to give the man some dignity and show him a little respect.
Ready?
To run with the bulls in Pamplona? I'm not interested. Good luck in therapy.
Dorothy, I don't think you quite get it.
I get it perfectly. You're going to therapy to try to win me back. And I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. Not to mention $100 an hour.
110, Dorothy. This guy's got the little beard and everything. Dr. Halpin's working with me on something called...
We going on everything equally, but this is $4 a can.
Look, we have to have these. Are absolutely essential. If you ever have a date with a man who's a little sluggish, a tin of these and a bottle of cold duck, you'll be prying him off the wall.
One way out, Blanche, and I don't think you can hold your breath long enough.
You're just making a mountain out of a molehill.
5 years of molehills. They add up.
Well, I didn't know Doug meant this much to you.
I'm not talking about Doug. This is about you. She asked me for another chance. I gave it to her. I trusted her.
Yes, I am that save of Braun standing next to him.
You recognize Ava Braun?
Well, sure, she was our high school PE teacher. It was rumored she used to date Mr. Stickelmeyer.
Rose, that's it. I just can't take any more.
Relationship can it be?
Sounds to me like you've already made up your mind.
I guess I have. Yeah, I just didn't know it until just now. Oh, I wish there was some gentle way to tell him.
Oh, take it from me, honey, there is no gentle way to end it with a man. When you're gentle with...
Here, where will we live?
Oh, don't worry, we'll live.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
It's so hard to find a place to live.
Well, you can just stay right here.
Well, that's settled.
Oh, Rose. How can we stay here with Blanche and Harry?
Well, you certainly can until you find me. Dorothy, do you want her to go?
Well, of course not. It's breaking my heart.
Well, then I, for one, I'm not going to let her go without a fight.
Me neither. Sophia's like a mother to us all. It just wouldn't be the same without her.
But if she wants to live with Gloria, she has every right to do it, and we have no right to make her feel guilty about it.
Community, I'm proud to take cows for 300.
The answer is a young cow that has not yet born a calf. Rose.
What is a heifer?
You're right. Still your board. Select again.
Cows for 400.
Answer this time. Loretta Young played an innocent milkmaid in this Oscar-winning 1947 film.
How was your lunch with Jamie?
It was magical. We talked for hours all about George. How George loved me, how George could never take his eyes off me, how George used to have to save his money so he could buy presents good enough for me. Oh, it felt so good talking about George.
Almost seems. You know what I mean?
I gotta take a leak.
Find the bathroom?
If not, I'll find a wall.
Sal, you having any luck under there?
To be perfectly honest, no.
No. You butchigaloop, can't you do anything right? I'm that. Turnstile at the end of the hall.
So anyway, Hans Fliegelfleister.
Get out of my room! Not till I find that watch. Now, where is it? I'll never tell. Unlike...
Rose the Sheraton.
Dorothy? Cousin Magda! Such a beautiful home! Who sleeps with government officials?
That would be my friend Blanche.
Oh, Rose, hi. Listen, I just picked up these pamphlets at a cosmetic surgeon, and I want you to help me decide which alterations I ought to get.
Blanche, none of these women have any tops on.
Well, I know, honey. These are the after pictures of college.
Oh, my God! He's flying!
Sophia! Well, where'd she go? The wedding's about to start. Is that you, Sophia?
No, it's Merlin Olsen. I'm watering my forget-me-not bouquet. Honey, we've come to help you get ready. The wedding is off.
Night. Set it up again, Rose. Rose, honey, how about a piece of bundt cake, huh?
Oh, no, thanks.
I'll try some, Dorothy.
Try some, right, like it's some big experiment, like you got no idea what it tastes like.
Next. Sue, take care. Bye-bye. Rose, how did you get Bob home?
Well, I called his office.
Dorothy, I have to talk to you for a minute.
Now, Mom.
What did he say?
Well, I didn't talk directly to Bob Hope.
Alfonso has a new trick. Give him your keys.
Yeah, who did you talk to? What, his agent?
No!
Oh, this is one of those mental tricks. My little girl is going to have a baby by artificial insemination. I just can't bear to think about it. I'm just being silly, aren't I? Oh, darling, I'll be ready to go in just a minute. I had Hannah do my makeup while my pedicure was drying, so all I have to do is change my shoes. Wait a minute. What are you doing?
I think I'm dying. But then again, this 104 fever may be clouding my judgment.
The town's most eligible goat farmers. Until Anna Maria Alonso Palladino, known to her friends as Muffin, moved to our village. Suddenly, all the men who were always fighting over who would get to keep the footprints I left in the mud were after Muffin. So, she has a debilitating disease.
And it has a name. I am thrilled.
We all are.
Well, of course. Congratulations. Champagne it is.
I can't tell you what a relief it is to just be sick, not...
I've had the rug pulled out from under mine.
Sweetheart, I had no choice. But, Rose, I want you to know that the one thing I was never faking was the way I feel about you.
How can I believe you? How can I believe anything you've ever said to me?
But I know it sounds awful, but it's not. I can be free. I can go back to Chicago.
No, ma'am, that was me.
First-class woman. You deserve to be treated in a first-class manner. Miles Weber.
Oh, Mr. Weber, of course. Listen, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but the restaurant's begun a new policy. We're now donating all our day-old pastries to the mission.
I'm not here for pastries.
Yes, you are.
All right. All right, I'll go back. Oh, you always win, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you're awfully good at this.
I'm the best.
Here we are. And there are too many years left, and I don't know what to do.
Get a poodle.
It's yes, I know it is. She's gonna marry him.
Oh, come on, Rose.
Dipped his toes in the lake known as Blanche.
That wasn't stupid enough to deserve a hit?
You know what I'm gonna do? Put your...
Love, period. Some things never change. I'm gonna go through with it.
Well, good for you. Yeah. And thank you for listening.
Oh, Victor, come on. Let's get a table. There's something I have to tell you.
I wish you could, but my mind's made up. My baby needs me.
What about me, Ma?
You've always been able to take care of yourself. You don't need me.
All right, what about me?
You were always strong and independent even before I got here. You don't need me.
What about me?
You need the Wizard of Oz. I'm tired of running. Where do I begin? Max Weinstock and my late husband Salvador were in the restaurant business together in Brooklyn. They had known each other since...
No, what's the matter?
Esther Weinstock is dead. We grew up together. She was my best friend.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Dorothy, I don't know what to say.
I understand, Blanche.
Oh, no, you don't.
See, I used to think I was a miracle worker, that nobody could do what I do at the museum. And then you came along and learned my job in less than a week, and I realized any idiot can do. You all are around to change its diapers and clean up after it when it spits up and pees. I'd love to be a mother again. Are you girls sure you really want to do this?
Oh, look, I know it's going to be a lot of work, but, oh, it'd be worth it to hear a baby's laugh around the house.
Oh, come on, let's do it.
What do you say, Ma?
What choice do I have if I say no?
Let me refresh your memory.
Hey, we have the suntan lotion, chapstick, and
half a dozen cheap tawdry romance novels.
Well, then we're all set. We have everything we need for the cruise.
Girls, listen, maybe we don't have everything we need.
Right, what are we missing?
Well, we are going away for a romantic weekend to the Bahamas with Jeff and Rich and Randy in this...
I'm glad. You know, we've been so worried about you.
Well, I guess you can cry just so long and eat just so much. Then you have to pull yourself together and get on with your life. Besides, there'll be other Richards. Of course, they won't be as charming or as handsome or as rich. I better stop. I'm starting to depress myself again. Sophia, look!
We're in the front yard.
Wait a minute, Rose. Buddy and Gretchen weren't people, were they?
Of course not. They were dogs. Gretchen was a Dalmatian and Buddy was a Schnauzer. And Mr. Big Butter wasn't too happy when he ended up with a...
I don't know why, they just don't. I don't believe this. I'm talking to a mouse. The scary part is I think you're listening. Oh, look, I beg you. Mammal to mammal. Please go.
Found out that Bergstrom wanted to be cremated.
Oh, shut up, Rose.
I think the worst thing in the world is if your child dies before you do.
Sophia, Dorothy is not going to die.
I know that.
She'll be fine.
I know.
What are you...
Sophia, I don't think those are very good reasons to go.
No, how about this one? I'm hungry. Let's roll, Dano.
Al, all right, that's the front door closing. Get away from the door. That's it.
All right, now, why don't we get this celebration on its feet? Let's sing a few Christmas carols. Does everybody know Silent Night?
Know it. I wrote it.
You did not.
Yes, I did. I'll prove it. Silent night.
3 hours? Reading, writing, and rooster inseminating?
No, we just teach the first 2 R's.
Fine. But you're going to be sending people out into the world who don't know you can get a nasty rooster bite if you don't warm your hands up first.
Girl.
All right, Dorothy, let's get out of here.
Ma, we have to pay our respects to the family. And listen, if you see Max, I don't want you making another...
Can you get those, honey? Sure, Mom. Thank you for inviting us to stay with you. Oh, thank you for these lovely gifts. What are you going to do with yours?
It's a log. I'm going to burn it. Did the 2 of you have a good time?
Oh, wonderful. I like being with Ma. I want to spend more time with her. And I'd like us to get closer, too.
Well, I wish there was more time. I mean, I see you just packed for the weekend.
Dorothy, you don't resent me, do you?
Oh, don't be silly. Why would I... And we probably should have told her about the letters.
I think you're right.
Come on, let's see if we can find them.
But being vice principal of a junior high school isn't as glamorous as it used to be. Oh, sure, I still get to store all the chocolate clusters in my garage from the new band uniform drive. And, of course, I am the advisor...
It is later the same day.
Hello? Oh, hi, Abby. I guess I owe you a little apology. You do? Well, yeah. I'll be right over.
Not even a titter?
Dorothy, I won't laugh.
Okay. I tell you, honey, I have a blind date tonight, and I want you to go out with him.
You're right, Dorothy. This is one hearty laugh at your... It's so hard to know what to leave here and what to put in storage.
What are you doing, Rose?
Oh, I was just going through the change.
Well, that explains the puffiness.
All right, that's it. I'm sick of this. I am not puffy. And there's no similarity between me and the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Do we not die?
That was the finest audition for the acting school that we've seen all week. Congratulations.
I'm so glad Pepe has the opportunity to be an actor.
Why? When was the last time?
Lauderdale.
By the way, your bottle shakes when you go over 65.
Ma, you were driving? What is wrong with you? What, do you have some sort of a death wish?
No, I have a life wish. I've seen the white light. Now that I know there's a place for me on the other side, I'm not going to live in fear anymore. Pussycat, what's that? For 100 square miles, which is where the old Sicilian saying, "It's raining cats and pepperoni" comes from. Is this helping anyone yet? Because this sure feels like an ending to me.
Oh, it's helping me, Sophia. What I got out of the story was that I should take a bad situation.
Ma, Stan gave me an engagement ring.
I see. Excuse me.
George, what do you say? We'd really love to have you.
Maybe some other time. What about forgive and forget, Dot?
I am not Dot. Goodbye, George.
Bye, Dot. Where are you going? Going to New York. Great, let's do it. You're not invited, Oliver. I'm going.
It's running pretty soon. Everything's running all together. Nobody can enjoy their cake.
Stan, I have to tell you something.
Dorothy, somebody's at the door.
I'll get it.
No, you won't.
But I'm closer. Oh,
Oh, it must be that old plow injury. Dorothy, did you get the door?
remember prom night 1946?
Why? What happened?
I don't know. I'm that somebody.
No, I think what Ma's referring to is a little practical joke that Trudy played on me. You know, all of us on the tennis team decided that we would wear our tennis whites to the prom. Well, I showed up, but...
Relax, Sophia. It's just a piece of property where Dorothy and I talked about retiring someday.
Wait a minute, Stan, I can't sign this now.
Oh, come on, babe. I thought everything was agreed.
But this has to be signed in front of a notary public. And don't call me babe.
Darn. Can you meet me in the notaries tomorrow?
Do I have a choice?
You're beautiful.
Remus. Give me the ring and I'll tell the Pope to give you a blessing too.
Ma, Blanche is telling a story.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
I was 19.
Fine. He might have a blessing that gets men.
Ma!
Why? I thought she was...
Promotion at the museum.
Oh, no, did not tell you that position was filled.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, the museum director gave it to Sally Fulkerson. The money I spent on tuition, she spent on a tummy tuck and a butt lift.
Blanche, I hope you're not discouraged.
Oh, not one bit. My time will come. One day her butt will...
राजा फक्त तूच माझ्या दिलाचा दिलबर 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 राजा फक्त तूच माझ्या दिलाचा दिलबर 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 मारतात करते चौक दुबरावून इग्नोर करते मी भाव खाऊन लाईन मारतात करते चौक दुबरावून इग्नोर करते मी भाव खाऊन अरे तुझ्याच भोवती माझं काळीज भिरभिर अरे तुझ्याच भोवती माझं काळीज भिरभिर पण राजा फक्त तूच माझ्या